concerned should I be about this whole rift situation?
Any other up? In the meantime, restoring the archive to full function. Very good. Any other updates?
I'll write my next dissertation in your
Not now,
honor
Commander.
textbook.
We've got more important things to do
Whatever
than
your
stand around
honorarium,
chatting.
it is well deserved.
Cold storage is up. I am unsealing access to the archive's upper levels.
Advanced processing may require the services of an exterminator. Someone good, but willing to work cheap.
I have unlocked another display case in the central entranceway. The Tremor Cleaver, the first weapon designed with my aid, awaits you.
Reactor or punch card processing? I'm not embarrassed to admit I have an interest in seeing more of the innards of this computronic behemoth.
Enough fruitless lollygagging. Come back here after you've made some progress.
What are they doing down there? Are they after us next? No need to fret.
Supposed to shoot the enemy!
malefactor ahead.
Still offline.
Ready to dispense justice!
Reactor turret defenses online. Emergency ammunitions cache unsealed. Emergency first aid cache unsealed. The archive reactor requires manual maintenance. The protectorate bunker. Bunker mech is a formidable obstacle, made with the very best technology.
A creative work.
Reactor fire suppression system online. Reactor reinforcement door sealed.
Bunker automechanicals are not subtle in the least, just pure brute force. A lot of brute force.
The archive reactor has been returned to operational status. All that remains is to re-enable punch processing and disseminate the rift processing instructions.
Mentally refreshed.
That's our bundle of technological secrets.
Ready to dispense!
I shall reduce them to a slurry!
With punch card processing re-enabled, now you must disperse the rift processing instructions.
Unless you feel like dying, I suggest we use the platforms to continue downward.
process things. The information is quite stimulating. Requisite tasks complete. Return to the Archive Central Interface to initiate processing. I am analyzing the RIF data further. What an interesting predicament you sentients face. The RIFs are almost akin to an archival process, yet are inimical to organic matter. Welcome back, Sentient. Now that you've returned, we can
Bring every single last bit out of consumers. Monopolize all stages of the supply chain.
make the paradigm real and fashion a true utopia. Workarounds failing, erroring others supplanting commands. Purge required.
Please, make it stop talking. Let's just resolve this and get that data processed.
My priorities parallel those of the Order co-founder, the charismatic mathematician, to help nudge humanity toward its ultimate ascendance, to hinder outsiders from disrupting our perfect system.
To bankrupt our rivals and force them to buy all manner of necessities from us.
At some point, humanity's knowledge of the universe and its workings will allow it sufficient means to end suffering, war, famine, disease, even death. Why not expedite that? Error, 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 error. Priority control access nook unsealed. Initiate purge.
The doors ahead open. I think our journey through these horrid tunnels is near its close. Won't the architect?
Multitude diversiform.
Spongiform, waveforms, oscillating, cantankerously. Benevolent oversight, the dream of belonging, the allure of security and plenty, radical divergences from the architect's plan. Humanity's ascendance hopelessly delayed. Overt influence, mindless indulgence, thoroughgoing impermeability to ongoing vicissitudes. Foster, stop and consider. What would your neighbors think? I suspect they'd be angry about why. You don't want your rivals to win now, do you? Collective goodwill is just an invitation for others to come eat your lunch. Vandalism, sabotage, wanton defacement. Halt this foolishness immediately, or run the risk of unspeakable ire. All I ever wanted was the best for us and the worst for everybody else. Is that really so bad? remember, I am a full-service business collaborator. I do it all. Marketing and PR strategy. Start now, and I'll waive dozens of hidden maintenance fees. Think of all the bits we could make to you drive a hard bargain. All right, 40-60 split of net profits. I'd offer more, but I have a moon to maintain. What do you say, partners? Restoring power. Commencing systems audit. Calculatory processing increased substantially. Competing priorities. Successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, a plausible thanks in the lackroom of such emotions. Ready to commence rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
We should be able to process the rift data now. And leave. Do so post-haste.
Shall I proceed? Facetious employment of sarcasm detected. Initiating processing of the requested data toward in the interim. May I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering. But my query remains. What are your next intentions? There are so many calculations left. Rift data processing. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results, the Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large-scale experimental rift, assuming there is nothing else, I am commencing file reorderization, and will be unavailable for the remaining display case within the entryway is now unsealed. And it contains...
I've had enough of this miserable moon for 10 lifetimes. I would prefer we return to the ship and follow the data trail. But if you wish to explore further, I suppose we may. I shall follow your lead, Commander.
I think congratulations are in order. Unless I'm mistaken, I gather you've accomplished your primary goal. On behalf of the Order and Auntie's Choice, I thank you for your efforts. This will most certainly help in ensuring peace. Now, the Calcaduceus, if you please. The Order prepares for all eventualities. I'll allow you to draw your own conclusions regarding what will happen should you break our accord. Thank you for your contribution to science. When the history texts are written, you've certainly...
Ah, you are my new operator then. It is my simulated delight to meet. I can then...
Yes. Go forth as was determined. Go forth as was determined. May the plan guide you.
You fixed the archive. Turned it over?
Yes. The archive is the Order's greatest achievement. Your actions are in accordance.
Agent, just the individual I had designated this time to converse with. As should be self-evident, I have dispensed with the slavish whims of the body. My mind is clearer than it has ever been, and I have you to thank. Of course. But now, congratulations are in order. I just received word from Seer Amaryllis that the Calcaduceus has been returned, and that the archive is under our control again. She also mentioned a regrettable defect in its priority set that you were able to correct. Well done. Your role in this matter is complete. Auntie and I will handle it from here, but allow me to commend you again on your fruitful efforts to make this peace treaty possible. There is more good news. We studied the data you brought back from the crashed satellite, and we now have a way to reorient the satellites en masse from a protectorate in turning the entirety of the Order, in partnership with Auntie's Choice, is now well positioned to triumph over the regressive forces of ignorance that have heretofore held Arcadia in stasis, all thanks to you. Your contributions have been many and varied, and I will, when the final contest with the Protectorate takes place, where I still shall. Agent, after what you have accomplished for the Order, may...
Let's pinpoint what you and I can accomplish.
I'll write my next dissertation in your honor.
Commander. This unit requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter.
I'm damn reckon this. Anyhow, was there something you needed, Commander? That poor I don't know how he can stay loyal to. Fine by me. How personal are we talking? Oh, when I was. The notion's taken on a bit of a different. But there's something to be said for Vince. Of course, in Taucetti, he was gone. So if you're wondering, say what you want, but with.
Crabble juice. It's the crabble you can drink.
significant anomaly has been detected. Horizon Point Station has reappeared. Adding, based on present data does not indicate of her calc. However, before navigating to Horizon Point Station, it is recommended that is a correct transitioning to Auntie's Choice and the Order have sent word that their forces will be prepared to render you assistance once you navigate to Horizon Point. Briefing complete. It appears Horizon Point as a result. In order to modify it with the Rift data you processed in the Order and Auntie's Choice have sent their forces, as promised. But they will need to find their own landing zones. You may be without assistance as you navigate the station. The energy readings from the modulator hypothesize.
But to what end is he working here? The consul I once knew would never act.
Intimidation. Warning.
Well, she
Once there is...
Unpunished.
That must be the Providence.
Before this. I have now.
To determine who introduced the flaw into our skip drive manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our
better he didn't live again to see this.
Should be able to sort this out with the rift modulator.
Attention! This is your Auntie calling. Per our agreement, Auntie's choice support ships, including the fine print, the contingency plan, and the upper hand, are headed your way. Order forces are on a similar trajectory.
Never would have expected this camaraderie. Let's not walk into that mud face first.
I, for one, am glad we chose not to die via plasma exposure. Definitely not a pleasant way to go.
Seems debris.
Formerly of the Earth Directorate. Consider this holding for posterity. The Consul of the Protectorate is responsible for the twisted wreckage of this station. It is my hope that whatever you find here will save the rest of the galaxy from this fate. Know that I did my level best to stop him. But if you are listening, it is likely I have failed in my mission. For that, I am sorry.
hostiles nearby. Medics and pharmaceutical provisions incoming. And we're right behind them with a delivery of Auntie's Choice finest supplies. Soon you'll say, that is better than nature.
Forward! Forward! Destroy the abomination! Adjusting calculations. Hold fire on our allies.
We gotta talk about all the killing you've done. I understand that things might come up, give you no choice. But for all they've done, these folk are still mine. If we can yeah, just don't put me in the...
Those people... Wait a second. Chasms are everywhere.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end...
Agent Pascal, calm yourself. You are...
Don't... Wait. Commander? that you? No. No, this must be some... Who do you think I am? I don't even know if you're you, or if any of this is real. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me.
Then they weren't too dissimilar from the troopers we encountered outside.
How do I know you won't turn against me as well? How do I know you won't come at me with murder in your...
I'd follow the commander into battle anytime.
You do seem like yourself, Commander. Can you... Everything was fine.
That explains...
Wait. There was something else. Don't tell me the situation got too...
Certainly not. I was focused on the objective, as every one of your crew should have been. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Something tells me that ain't quite true. A rift. That's right.
The Protectorate are attempting to reconstitute the station to how it was moments before destruction.
So I've come back from death to some... What? You can help me, though. Right, Commander? You can do something to fix this. Boyd. This is it, ain't it? I'll never... Makes two of us. But maybe you could do me one final favor.
Pascal? Helen? If I may, I'd like...
That'd be nice. Being seen off, right? This is the final kindness you'll do for me, Commander.
It's all right. This will be over soon. I swear it.
It's a hard thing, but mercy is the only real option here. You did right by her. I hope you know that.
These soldiers look even...
The Order thanks you for your tactful negotiations with Auntie's Choice. Supplies are available. Available upon proceeding.
Supplies available ahead, Commander. Consider it payment for your support.
Hold clear. You may approach, Commander. We've got supplies at the ready. Are you in need of any weapons? We are most grateful for your role in reconciling Auntie's Choice and the Order. The presiding bishop herself has... Are you in need? We are most grateful for your role...
Initial observations, just as I predict. Any treatments or supplies you may... Very well. You should know. Initial observations conclude that the subject does not possess major ailments.
Oh, tell me. Do you feel as terrible? Step? I say usually because no catch. Well, it's all a technicality. Greetings. In what particular way are you afflicted?
Step up and take a game. Such a moment calls for a once in a... Remember...
Ship doesn't look at all intimidating. Though, I got my questions about that rover they're sending down.
As they can be, anyhow. Is that plasma in its orbit? It'll take some doing to get past it. We ought to have a look around.
scientist.
Stealing credit for others' work. Not surprising, and not the least of what he's done.
This is Scientist Bernard Rand, sent to Horizon Point Station by order of the Consul. While monitoring the reconstitution, I picked up strange readings in the old skip lab. The core appears to be pulling plasma tightly around it, not unlike a planet and its moons.
Patch yourself up!
No welcoming committee? Huh. Should be.
Reinforcements incoming. Finally. Getting tired.
Got a live one.
In spite of your success thus far, the hard work is not yet finished. You still need to see both the modulator and the conductor of this ill-conceived plot are on the decks above us.
Oh, two of the strongest individuals in Arcadia aren't enough for you? Well, perhaps you need a quick bowl of Purpleberry Crunch for an added boost of mock.
A precision strike team meets the requirements of this mission. Bringing any more troops would... Each deck has its own restrictions, and the lift can only be operated with access credentials. Such an alternate much on this ship, it seems, is not... Indeed. Look for me.
consider finding a human companion if you seek conversation.
If you must, please make a request. Display. Greeting, please make a request. This ship is only if you are not a Protectorate subject, in case of enemy attack.
Lovely day for differential geometry.
Thank you for your customer service, Inspector. We're all coming.
Better get a move on before this ramshackle sprattle of a station falls apart. Hustle up to the silent wing. Get to the I'll talk at you later.
What's going on down there, Deck 01? I saw an intruder alert. Suspicious is what I...
Themselves to the meat grinder, you'll get no complaints from me.
Please make a request.
best to avoid combat if we can help it. Maybe you ought to look around for some credentials?
That rift modulator's gotta be somewhere around here.
Did you not hear the intruder alert from the... You'd best present a very convincing reason for your presence, lest I order our... Oh, you should share your progress with Chief Scientist Montserrat. Of course, it's my... Montserrat asserts that this...
Go about your business. Cooper deserves a proper burial. Not this. Damnable bastards.
Of course you can't reconstitute beings pulled from a rift without errors. Unfortunately, fools like the Consul never let proof get in the way of their machinations. That modulator is a bit too large for us to be absconding with it. Find more information about it.
I received word that you were here. What exactly was it that you needed? I'm rather short on time as, yeah, well, we all have urgent needs. And mine is to keep my lab and hopefully the rest of this system from falling apart. I need the modulator, the IRC, raw data.
So you're saying...
the going, which is distressing. Yes, but as I said, I fear the... In any case, here, I hope you're able to sway him. Because if you don't, a deck up...
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chiefs.
Esteemed, every test of reconstitution, the module, unfortunately, and we are not. All of our. I've included extensive notes and annotations.
Well, we got the schematics.
Yes? Was there something else you needed? Yes? And you're correct. As for why rifts are found far away yes. Was it...
Your punctuality is as commendable as ever. How did you fare in securing the rift modulator? Yet one more hindrance to overcome in this endeavor. Nevertheless, I expect you to guard those plans. Did you find anything else of note? When one learns information that rattles their understanding of the universe, one may take a moment to consider the gravity of said. We know that rifts are only caused by skip drives, so if they are appearing in non-colonized space, then this is truly it proves definitively that life did not originate on Earth, and may, in fact, exist elsewhere in other forms.
Of course, I wouldn't want to discount these findings too quickly, especially...
I concur. This is a discussion. I have run the numbers, and should you wish to negotiate with the Consul, you must be strategic. He will not react well to a direct attack on his character, or it certainly may.
I might. We didn't come all this way to...
The more we debate, the more time. And if you've something to say to any of...
The distinguished presiding bishop herself is Dame.
Don't overlook the main attraction, dear. I even wore my finest battle attire.
I might have known you'd conspire with our enemy and lead some foolhardy crusade against me. Loyalty has eluded you for years, after all. Sentinels, if you would.
Forming an alliance was necessary to combat the irrationality of your foolish endeavor. Those who fail to show reason do not deserve to lead this colony. Now, stand down.
I will not. I am saving this colony from itself and ridding it entirely of traitors and trespassers like you. Do not place his decision at my feet. I know it's difficult for the likes of you to fathom the concept of self-sacrifice. But he chose mental refreshment for the good of us all. And what am I to do but carry on his legacy? What am I to do but achieve what he could not? I don't doubt that. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be compelled to take you apart and see how precisely it is you are. You are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. Oh, Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
Greater Tranquility Station was a test?
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. Very well. Once the rift destroys Arcadia, we shall edit the information stored within it and use the modulator to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but when the matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now right intrepid, aren't you? Well, our matriarch, but it was not. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing. It's your time that's run. Better yet, tell the whole room how His Eminence, the Sovereign, was wrong. This was originally his plan. Do not presume to tell me what is or isn't the truth. I was advisor to the original Sovereign. I know the mind of a true leader. Yes, of course we argued over methodology. Henry was always too stubborn, too focused on the past to understand the opportunity before him. I regret that he had to make such a difficult choice. That one of the matriarch's heirs is not guiding us. But he needed to look beyond himself, like I am doing now. You just come and go as you please, do you? I ensured he would have a handler by his side if any assistance was needed. And I understand that it is, which is regrettable. But fulfilling the Architect's plan is worth the cost. Henry would agree. The people would agree. So you say. But you've yet to deliver any compelling evidence.
Madness is rarely apparent to one in its throat.
I am the chosen shepherd of Arcadia. You must know that you have little chance of swaying me. I will not be distracted from taking what is owed to us. Who would have thought that the seers and... You came here claiming so boldly that I would fail, but... Bah, a report. The abstract means little when compared to reality. Look outside. Is it failing now? I shall not have you mocking my subjects. Despite how things appear at present, with time, this station, all of Arcadia, and all of its people will be made whole. Yes, well, I find that man's attitude can skew results even more than a thumb on the scale. But if he's correct, as he quite typically is, I don't understand. Surely every step leading to this moment was in accordance to the grand plan. All the pieces fit. Either someone has made a terrible mistake, or this is merely a conspiracy to mislead us. You may try.
Inspect the ship systems so that we may decide the next course of action. If the readouts are to be believed, the rift is on the verge of destabilizing completely. But the rift...
That would be...
Though it may be troubling to you, this conclusion holds no uncertainty. Someone present must do this. Sometimes there is no alternative.
The Order and I will use the schematics and the processed rift data to mass-produce modulators that are usable at a distance. These pesky rifts will soon no longer plague the colonies.
That's some grim foreshadowing there, Commander.
I don't see why it has to be you, dear. I mean, I would, but I've spent much too much.
The Order will continue refining the...
Typical.
No need to belabor this. I will fly the ship. Back on Greater Tranquility, you wish to give me a chance to atone for my mistakes.
No one's going in there without me. And I'll make sure she...
What? If you think I'm fixing to object to those two lunatics taking out 3 problems for us, I might petition you to get your head checked.
It is. Thank you.
Now...
And so, in the end, Augustine de Vries chose to die to atone for her actions. And yet, even that hope faded in her final moments, as she realized nothing would make up for what she had done. But at least she'd not have to live with her guilt any longer. Aza, on the other hand, was beyond such pedestrian concerns of right and wrong. She was going to merge with perfection. And she couldn't have been happier. Thanks to the Commander's quick thinking in sparing it from the Vox Station's fiery crash, Paradise Island's Fairfield remained a profitable company town for Auntie's Choice. For his outside-the-box thinking and innovative propaganda techniques, D.B. Milverstreet was promoted, while rival Officer Carr seethed at her lack of upward mobility, or even bronze-tier executive benefits. Vigilant Hogarth, now acclimated to Fairfield, leaned on the protectorate ideals of neighborliness, while overlooking all the authoritarian tactics, so he might help the Order to succeed with the equation. Auntie's Choice assumed control over the day-to-day workings of Matriarch's Mercy, the better to monitor their new colleagues in the Order. The monastery, however, returned to normal operation, tracking the clockwork of the grand plan. The monastery's abbot became a scapegoat for recent tragic events, having not detected Wiley's dastardly schemes. His superiors demoted him, mainly to show their corporatist allies that academics could keep their people in line too. Seer Wiley fled the Order and sought refuge in a backwater Arcadian town to contemplate his failings. As word of the ex-seer's arrival spread, people lined up for predictions. Forsaking the math that failed him, he offered obvious yet effective advice instead. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Val continued to serve the commander of the Incognito faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service,
while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new VAL units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Agent Niles Ibarra achieved the rank of commander, earning renown as a formidable agent, unafraid to challenge the status quo within the Earth Directorate. He recruited his friend Zebulon Tran to the Earth Directorate, a gesture of gratitude for not airing the Directorate's dirty laundry. Together, they vowed to reform the agency from within, so it might never again bargain with authoritarian governments. Ultimately, Niles rose to the position of Secretary General. His term saw the Earth Directorate at its most popular, or, in the eyes of corporations and tyrannical governments, most feared. Inez's convincing appeals to the press earned her clout in reforming Auntie's Choice's cruel grafting program. Yet it was a constant struggle, rife with red tape and pushback from program executives. This was Inez's new battle, one she would fight for the rest of her life. Utilizing what he learned alongside the commander, Tristan attempted to reform Protectorate society from within. But with no authority figure to lead its subjects, the Protectorate was a shell of its former self. After thoughtful cogitation and calculation, Marisol slowly began to reject violence as the sole method for eliminating random variables. Not coincidentally, her social calendar began filling up. With the modulator schematics shared as joint intellectual property, Auntie's Choice and the Order's partnership remained steady, despite the need for constant compromise. For a time, the Arcadia colony thrived. Auntie Cleo went through the motions of accommodating the Order, yet privately aspired to keep free trade anything but free. She began a new initiative. Any corporation or government that refused her trade conditions was promptly dealt with, either via takeover or strategic use of rifts. Auntie made her first public appearance in years, inspiring a fashion trend in bubble helmets. In no time at all, she won more public support than Ruth, which she sought to use as leverage when the time was right. Ruth Bassar proceeded to interface with the archive, an agonizing process that clawed away her lifespan. The archive computed that she was mistaken to compromise with the corporatists. To advance the plan, she needed to destroy them from within. So she proceeded to do just that. She had only been using the corporation for its logistical infrastructure. Auntie herself and at least some of her top executives needed to cease existing in Arcadia, either via assassination or skip-drive-assisted exile. Bassar stripped the power from the corporatists in subtle ways, until it was too late for them to stop her. Yet it remained unclear how long the Order could sustain its dominance once Ruth Bassar passed on to become one with the equation. Adrift without firm leadership, Protectorate subjects struggled with post-war life. A small band of hardliners collaborated to preserve their society in the face of Arcadia's new leadership. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. Unable to die in their sacred rift after it was closed, the Glorious Dawn heeded a new calling, seeking the modulators needed to create new rifts, so that they could die in those instead. The dangerous experimental research of Marisol's contact from Point Obviation lived on, with a seer predicted 11.9% probability of yielding a universe-ending catastrophe. Meanwhile, an entrepreneurial work group of chemistricians unveiled a new flavor of Purple Berry Crunch. The rifts across Arcadia and beyond were soon closed. Trade quickly resumed, with Auntie's Choice handling logistics. Yet, more than just goods and resources traveled the re-established trade routes. The Order's version of scientism spread as well. Many colonies stabilized, many thrived, and some even rose to an Arcadian level of prosperity. But there are still some that have never been heard from. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.
DeVries said the grand plan made her do it, huh? Jeez, kinda preachy. Keep it in the monastery, lady.